Mr. Mensah said, Mr. Chairman, my intel suggests that what was used to tape the conversation was done by the current IGP. He sent some people to do it, after which he went for it. So the tape from my intel is with the IGP, and he caused it to be leaked. So if this committee wants the tape, the right person to call blah blah is the IGP. And then I want to know, why do you think Commissioner Mensah will make such a statement?
Honorable Chair, with your indulgence, I also have the same intel. I also have the same intel that yes, I should mention his name. I also have the same intel that that the IGP agreed with Bugri Nabu after Bugri Nabu had gone to inform the IGP that somebody wants your post, so he has come to me, to the extent that the CV that was collected from Commissioner and sent to Bugri Nabu by those boys, they are prepared to come here and testify. They are two. They collected it, sent it to Bugri Nabu. Bugri Nabu gave the CV that was intended for the appointing authority. He gave it to the IGP.
Okay, Chairman.
That I would be happy that I say more when I'm in camera, because it is not a healthy development at all.
Chairman, including the two boys, the said two boys.
Two boys. If you can remember, when Alaji called me, he knows my name, Amasari, but God works under mysterious circumstances. I don't know what moved Bugri Nabu into calling me Asante. And this Asante, per our intel, is a corporal or sergeant that has been promoted to go to police college to become an ASP. And this same ASP, it was Mr. Commissioner George Alex Mensah that made him go to the peacekeeping mission. Master, let me say this in camera. And he has lied on several occasions. I have Alaji Bugri Nabu on tape. Everything he came to say here on video in his office, the same office. His relationship with IGP and contracts. 40,000 boots contracts.
My brother, you were very good and said you speak in camera. Have you forgotten yourself? Yes. Ask you a very simple question.
Sorry.
Whether you appear before the
Honorable Chair, sorry.
Okay.
Honorable Chair, I'm
all right.
Sorry.
On this note, I think it is very opportune that a lot of things will happen in camera.
Okay, so this is a letter that came to the general public just yesterday. It's as follows. The police service has interdicted Commissioner of Police, COP Mr. George Alex Mensah, Superintendent Mr. Emmanuel Eric Jebi, and Superintendent Mr. George Lysander Asare in connection with the audio tape which has become a subject of investigation by Parliament. Oh, okay. The interdiction is to make way for disciplinary proceedings into their conduct in line with police service regulation. So this is very interesting. So the police statement is suggesting that the interdiction is as a result of things that these persons have said before the Commission of Inquiry. That's where the 1992 Constitution comes in very, very strongly. I'll show you the constitutional article and why it is complicated. For those of you who are legal scholars, you would remember that during the Ghana at 50 trials in 2009, Dr. Charles Reku Brobe and the Honorable Kojom Pienin were held before a committee that was chaired by Marietta Brew, later to be Attorney General under President Mahama. And they had given testimony about the work they had done at Ghana at 50. Later on, the Attorney General, Betty Moe, tried to prosecute them. Their lawyer, Justice, incidentally, it's very interesting. Their lawyers were, His Lordship Justice, well, their lawyers were Yoni Kulendi, as he then was, but of course now Justice of the Supreme Court, and Tony Akoto Ampao for Rekubrobe and Yoni Kulendi for Kojom Pienim. And they overturned the court decision because they told the court that when people have given evidence at the Commission of Inquiry, that evidence cannot be used to punish them. That evidence cannot be used to investigate them. So the first concern about lawyers today was looking at the statement from the police indicating that it has to do with the public inquiry. That's the Commission of Inquiry that they have appeared before, and they have sworn an oath to speak the truth. So whatever they say in the Commission of Inquiry cannot be used against them. That's the interpretation we are getting tonight. If, therefore, it has been used against them to interdict them, what can happen? I don't know. The lawyers will deal with it. Okay, but let's get into the details of the matter. So this is the interdiction. I'd like to say a few things now. I should have had them to get me the photographs of the people. But if you have a Adam Paris photograph, you can put it there whilst I make this analysis. If you listen to the tape or the interview session in Parliament, the Parliament ad hoc committee, if you listen to it, you will see that the people who gave the testimony, the police officers who gave the testimony, i.e. COP George Alex Mensah and the Superintendent JB and Superintendent Asari, if you listen to what they say about the IGP, it should be obvious to anyone that their position as police officers under the continued leadership of Dr. Adom-Otchere is untenable. It's untenable. Dr. Adom-Otchere is the head of the police service, the IGP. He's the most important person in the police service. If this testimony that we heard, where Alex Mensah was boldly saying that, oh, Adom-Otchere has done so many mistakes, he can't, blah, 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 and Asari says, no, Adom-Otchere cannot be, he recorded it. If you listen to that, you will come to the conclusion that their position as police officers to work under Adom-Otchere is right now untenable. That's point number one. Point number two, they allege that the position that they take is also the position of majority of police officers. That's the allegation they make in all of those testimonies. That the position that they take is the position of the majority of police officers. We cannot verify that. We don't know that for sure. A majority of police officers have not been called to the committee to confirm or deny that. So we don't know that. However, if that is investigated, and Alex Mensah was asking for that to be investigated, if that is investigated and it is true that the majority of police officers hold the views that Alex Mensah expressed in that committee, then Dr. Adom-Otchere's position has also become untenable. Because Dr. Adom-Otchere is not elected by the people of Ghana. President Akufo-Addo is elected by the people of Ghana. That's why he's the chief security boss. Okay, together with the vice president, they are elected. Now, the people don't elect you so that you create a police service that is discordant, that you have the leader going left and majority of the police are going right. If that is the case, then the position of the leader has also become untenable. It will take a while for us to verify this. That Alex Mensah, COP, and Asari's position as police officers under Dr. Adom-Otchere is untenable. It's clear right now. We know it because we saw them testifying before Parliament, and the kinds of things they said. It behoves all of us to understand that they cannot continue to work under Dr. Adom-Otchere as the IGP. So their position is untenable. If we look at the interdiction within that context, perhaps we can agree with it. If you look at it within the legal context and within the provisions of 1992 Constitution, and I'll show you the article, you will know that it's problematic, or it could be problematic. I saw members of the committee speaking to media today, wondering about why that happened and they were not told, etc., etc. Fair enough, Dr. Adom-Otchere doesn't need to tell them. If, however, the allegations they make are substantiated or can be substantiated, then surely Dr. Adom-Otchere's position has also become untenable, because you can't lead the police where the majority of the people you are leading are thinking you are going the wrong way. And that's what COP Alex Mensah told the committee. And he told the committee that you can investigate it and see. You will come to the conclusion that the majority of the police are not happy with him. How many policemen do we have? We have about 55,000 policemen. 55,000 policemen plus their family is 100,000. That's one family member, one. If you give them two family members, you are 200,000. Policemen, you know the policeman thing. So if they have 4 children, then you have a significant number of people who are unhappy with the police administration. I don't know whether that's true or not, but that's an allegation that Alex Mensah makes to the committee, to Otcchere's committee. That's an allegation he makes. And he invites the committee to investigate it. I'm not sure what mechanisms the committee will use to investigate. They know what to do. But if they can investigate and come to that conclusion, surely the IGP's position is untenable as well.